What happens when a system becomes so corrupt that people stop rooting for the law and start cheering for criminals instead? Today, we're telling the stories of real people who became anti-heroes after being pushed past their breaking point. It's 1897, deep in the dusty backlands of northeastern Brazil. A boy named Virgulino Ferreira da Silva is born to a family of poor farmers. His parents look down at their newborn son, completely unaware that he will one day become the most feared outlaw in Brazilian history. Virgulino grows up in the Sertão, a harsh, semi-arid land where survival is never guaranteed. His family isn't wealthy, but they manage. He helps his father tend crops and goats, and in rare moments of free time, teaches himself to read and sew. Life is simple, and for a while, that simplicity is enough. But in the early 1900s, the Brazilian backlands are ruled by powerful landowners known as coronéis, local oligarchs who control territory like medieval warlords. They command private militias and use the police as personal enforcers. In 1916, when Virgulino is 19, his family becomes entangled in a land dispute with a wealthy clan called the Saturninos. His father tries to resolve it legally. He moves the family twice, hoping to avoid trouble. It doesn't matter. The Saturninos are rich, and that means they decide how the story ends. They accuse Virgulino's father of stealing a goat. Police officers, loyal not to the law but to the Saturninos, arrive at the farm. When his father steps outside, it becomes clear they aren't there to arrest anyone. They're there to send a message. Virgulino watches from hiding as the officers beat his father nearly to death. His mother screams, his siblings cry. The police laugh, mount their horses, and leave him bleeding in the dirt. His father survives, but only barely. He's never the same again. 5 years later, on May 18, 1921, the police return. This time, they open fire on the house. Virgulino's father is shot and killed. Virgulino escapes with his brothers, sprinting through brush as bullets tear past his head. When he looks back, his home is burning. He had been raised to obey the law, to live honestly, and for that, his family was destroyed. In that moment, he learns a brutal lesson. Justice does not exist for people like him. If respect cannot be earned through obedience, it will be taken by force. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile. Command over 2,500 vehicles, tanks, aircraft, helicopters, and warships from 10 major nations, spanning from World War I biplanes to modern fighter jets and main battle tanks. The combat is intense and deeply realistic. Vehicles are modeled down to individual components, meaning damage behaves like it does in real life. When you're destroyed, X-ray view shows exactly how it happened. War Thunder offers 3 gameplay modes. Arcade delivers fast, action-packed battles. Realistic strikes a balance between authenticity and accessibility. Simulator removes all assists for the ultimate challenge. And with the new mobile version, the battlefield goes wherever you go. Download War Thunder for free using the links in the pinned comment or description. New and returning players on PC and console who haven't played in 6 months can claim a massive bonus pack, including the exclusive Eagle of Valor decorator, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days of premium time. With over 95 million players worldwide, there's no better game for fans of military history. Virgulino and his surviving brothers flee into the wilderness and join the cangaceiros, outlaws who roam Brazil's northeast. These bandits follow their own brutal code and make war on the landowners who oppressed them. Virgulino thrives. He earns the nickname Lampião, the lantern, because he fires his rifles so fast that the muzzle flash looks like a flickering flame in the dark. By 1922, Lampião takes control of the gang. They terrorize 7 Brazilian states, raiding towns, extorting landowners, kidnapping for ransom, and committing horrific acts of violence. But unlike ordinary bandits, Lampião initially targeted the wealthy coronéis. Among the poor, his reputation grows. To many, he becomes a folk hero. He's a contradiction. He prays in churches, but executes police officers. He robs the rich, then spends freely at local shops. He is not a good man, but to some, he is a necessary one. In 1930, Lampião meets Maria Bonita. She leaves her husband and joins the gang, becoming the first female cangaceira. Together, they gain legendary status, Brazil's version of Bonnie and Clyde. But as the years pass, Lampião grows more ruthless. Public executions, torture, beheadings in town squares. The farm boy who once wanted a quiet life becomes something monstrous. By 1938, even the poor begin to turn against Lampião. Acting on tips from informants, police ambush the gang at dawn. Lampião and Maria Bonita are killed within minutes. To end the cangaceiro era forever, police decapitate the bodies, preserve the heads in kerosene, and display them across the region. Lampião and Maria Bonita are not buried until 1969, over 30 years later. Ned Kelly, Australia, 1865. An 11-year-old boy named Ned Kelly hears screams by a creek. A child is drowning. Ned dives in and saves him, earning a green sash he wears proudly for years. Ned grows up poor. His father, an Irish ex-convict, struggles to keep the family afloat under the watchful eyes of British colonial authorities. When Red Kelly steals a calf to feed his starving children, he's arrested and sentenced to hard labor. He returns broken and soon drinks himself to death. At 12, Ned becomes the man of the house. With few options, Ned apprentices under bushranger Harry Power, learning how to survive outside the law. When Power is arrested, Ned escapes conviction, but his reputation sticks. After a false accusation involving a stolen horse, Ned is beaten by police and sentenced to 3 years. When he's released, no one will hire him. Crime becomes his only option. Things spiral in 1878 when a drunken officer named Fitzpatrick accuses the Kelly family of assault. Ned's mother is imprisoned. The brothers offer to surrender in exchange for her release. The police refuse. That's when Ned decides the system is the enemy. The Kelly gang forms. Police die in ambushes. The government declares them outlaws, kill on sight. But Ned doesn't hide. He robs banks, protects hostages, burns loan records, and lectures townspeople about corruption. In 1880, betrayal leads to a final stand at Glenrowan. Wearing homemade steel armor, Ned walks into gunfire as bullets ricochet off his chest. Only his legs are exposed. Shot repeatedly, he finally falls. Under his armor, doctors find the green sash from his childhood heroism. Ned Kelly is hanged at 25. His last words, "Such is life." Phoolan Devi, India, 1960s. A low-caste girl named Phoolan Devi grows up landless, hungry, and powerless. Beaten, abused, forced into child marriage, assaulted by police, and treated as disposable by society. She is eventually kidnapped by bandits, raped, beaten, and humiliated until one man, Vikram Mallah, kills her abuser and takes control. He treats her like a human being. They fall in love. He trains her to fight. When Vikram is murdered, Phoolan is abused again, paraded naked through a village in a final act of cruelty. She escapes and decides she will never be a victim again. In 1981, she leads a gang into a village and orders the execution of 20 men who had enabled her abuse. The Bhimai massacre shocks India. To the government, she is a criminal. To the poor and lower castes, she becomes a legend, the Bandit Queen. She surrenders in 1983, spends 10 years in prison, and is later released. In 1996, Phoolan Devi is elected to parliament, campaigning against poverty and child marriage. In 2001, she is assassinated in revenge. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Download for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile using the links below. New and returning players can claim a limited time bonus pack, so don't miss it.